Welcome, my friends, to Xbox Era. If you're new here, let me fill you in. Xbox Era is a platform for the Xbox community with best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and of course, XboxEra.com, your destination for the best news, reviews, and features, all focused on your favourite platform, Xbox. It's every Xbox fan's gateway to the best of Xbox Era. Our incredible podcasts listened to in over 50 countries worldwide, our in-depth reviews, our own merch store for the coolest in gaming threads, and of course Day One, where you can track, rate and discuss your favourite games on Xbox Game Pass. We're a small, agile and independent publication, and importantly, we're completely funded by you. If you value having a publication truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/Xbox Era. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Xbox Era is only made possible by the support of an amazing community, and in particular our legendary and growing army of Patreon supporters. Our executive producers, Top, the Scarecrow 121, Peter B, Not Jack, Mohammed Sherez, Kevin S, Korkenstein, Jordan White, Jordan Andow, Frankie C, Terran H, and Britt. Our amazingly generous grand benefactors who take their support and dedication to Xbox Era to another level. Krat56 and Assassin. And then there's our boss, our leader, our shining light in times of darkness, the one and only Xbox Era CEO, Torn Raptor. You guys are all fucking awesome. If you enjoy the content Xbox Era produce and want more of it, and you're not a patron, consider heading over to patreon.com/Xbox Era, pledge your support, and get cool swag in return.
Why, hello everyone. No intro today. We're just going straight into this because we are co-streaming, myself and hello Aarsal. How you doing?
Yep. How's it going? I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. Nice and warm here still.
We are here to co-stream. I want to make sure my friggin' mic's working because OBS loves disabling it. We will be co-streaming the Xbox Partner Preview. And then right as that ends, diving directly in to Xbox Era headlines, at which point I will start recording the MP3 for our patrons and rolling that intro. But Aarsal, we've got a 25-minute show.
25 minutes.
Yeah, so it's like the big things are Alan Wake 2 DLC, which EB, or I think it was EB Games put the release date out there, so it's already spoiled a bit.
It was October something. We'll see.
It was always set for October, but now it's got an actual date. Then Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, which is that team doing their best, reuse all our assets for something weird, released like they are strong. With then Wuchang, Fallen Feathers, which I think you and I are both pretty interested in.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised when I saw that, because the other two, I'm like, okay, this one's like, oh, we barely saw that in the show, and now we're getting more gameplay. It's great.
Mm-hmm. They had a handful of things in June that were 2025 without a date. We got, like, there's going to be more about Expedition 33 later, and that is now, that has a time frame attached to it and stuff. So we're
not getting that in this show, right? Just
I don't know. So I am curious, do we end up getting anything like those in this show? Because like they had their voice cast trailer. We'll break that down later. Some big names, some good names in it. And another amazing looking freaking trailer. There are things coming, like I don't think they'd have a Dragon Age Veilguard thing here, but that was in the June showcase. But that game's also now very close, coming out on the 31st. We are hopeful. We should be on the review code list for that one would think, since they flew me out for a freaking preview.
Straight up.
So keep an eye out for more closer to that launch. Maybe something, well, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 could be there. because I have, like, they are not doing the PR for Stalker 2. I actually messaged GSC Game World directly to see who was doing it. They're using another company. It's not Microsoft PR. So maybe that's something that could be here. You never know.
Partner product. Yeah, I could see that. It's coming out in a little over a month. Previews came out right recently. Very glowing.
We didn't.
Very glowing.
Sadly, we didn't get to go to that one. But pretty much everyone that I read was like, yeah, this is Stalker with less jank. Very pretty, big. Like, it is an immersive sim that is insanely hard in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
I
get that vibe.
Very curious how that one ends up doing in the review. We've got 1 minute and 10 seconds, and I'll swap over because we're going to co-stream.
Yes, we are.
We're doing a live react, as YouTube always makes you say.
I'm not expecting too much, right? I mean, it's a partner direct. Their last one was pretty good, I thought.
Yeah, they've done 2 so far. They're all lean, no mean, no fluff. They like to say. Yeah. And Tina Meany said she posted her outfit for today, and it was a T-shirt that says "spooky," and she was out in a bunch of leaves, and she hinted, "Does this have anything to do with the show?" Pulling her best Phil impression, so I guess we'll see some horror thing maybe, or it was fall. Red Fall 2? No.
Ooh, maybe.
I'm gonna push us over because we got 25 seconds, so we're just 2 heads on the side here, hanging out with you fine folks.
It is spooky season, right? I'm heading. Well, I was about to go live, and I'm heading to like a cottage with some friends for the weekend, and literally all I downloaded was just horror movies. That's it. I'm like, nah, that's all we're watching.
Well, I wrote the review for Retro Realms earlier today, and for some reason we had just watched Friday the 13th, and I had Michael Myers in my head as Jason. I just wrote Jason 8 times, and people are like, not Jason. But here we go.
That's funny. That's funny. Oh yeah, that works.
Ooh, fancy right into their whole thing.
Already muted. All right, let's see.
Partner preview. And I'll keep an eye on the sounds to make sure we are a little tiny bit above the rest.
I gotta make sure. I did turn my gain down already, thankfully.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not peeking or anything.
Okay, good.
Twitch is always ahead. We're watching 4K on YouTube.
I keep coming back to this page.
Right into Lakehouse.
The author's clearly waiting.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
It's like he's warning us.
This will be something I do real quick.
What does it mean?
Next week, most likely, if it's coming out.
Yeah.
There's no early access for it. I asked.
Oh, straight to release, huh?
This is Agent Kieran Estevez responding to an AW alert in the vicinity. I need to speak with the Marmons.
But the water could not flow.
Phenomenal game. One of my favorites last year.
Oh, for sure. 100%. I need to still replay it and do like the final draft.
The pressure kept building.
I did not have the time, so I watched what was
looking
different.
for release.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart. So this looks like it's taking place before.
Ooh. So you're not playing as Janina, who is an agent of control.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Also, 33 Immortals just got delayed. It was supposed to be January 2025 for early access.
Got pushed?
Yeah, I just got an email.
Oh, whoa. Man, Alan Wake 2 is something else, dude.
I'm outside, in a forest. Not here, not here.
Is this her actual brother? 22nd, there you go.
22nd.
Exclusive to the deluxe edition.
Remedy is bringing a darker tone and horror elements to
the first game was already pretty horror, guys.
Expansion, Lakehouse, exclusively on Xbox One.
Next Tuesday, that'll I guess be the Tuesday stream if I do one.
Yeah, actually, I'm guessing it won't be long, like probably like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, the other ones are about 2.5 hours, all combined for the 3 stories in there.
That makes sense. What is this? Jumping straight into an
Bloober.
Is this Silent Hill?
No. Silent Hill is not in France.
Yeah, wait, that's a PlayStation exclusive. Yeah, what the heck am I thinking?
No, next year at this time, it could be Silent Hill.
Are they making another game too, I guess?
I have no idea.
What the hell is this?
Apocalypse Chess. And everyone having a good go at Nick over his skipping of every cutscene in Alan Wake.
Straight, what the? It's giving me like Dead Space vibes almost.
Remember, if anything comes up on the Xbox Wire early, please don't spoil it for our reaction. He thinks it's very moody and like a weird mix of sci-fi. I like.
It's just a CG trailer, but that's okay. I mean, I know what Bloober makes, right? So
tone setters are okay, especially for their genre.
Yeah, agreed.
Because it's 99% about tone. Oh, hello.
Oh.
I guess he didn't make it. No, he didn't. He's just a little beat up. Whoa. They certainly start with the gore in this show.
Yeah, what the hell? Very Dead Space vibes in terms of this costume and clearly third-person shooting.
He's mad he lost.
Right?
Chronos, the New Dawn.
Yeah, I had trouble reading that, I'm not gonna lie. What the hell?
People really like having stuff float in France.
Yeah. Oh, nice, into gameplay. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, this is literally exactly what I expected it to look like.
Yeah, this is just... Immediately we get a new IP from everyone's favorite Bloober team.
Well, favorite now.
Yeah. They finally put out a... Coming 2025 next year. And people are going to get mad because who knows if it's on everything.
Actually, it might not be on PlayStation. Bloober kind of likes taking the money from everybody.
011.
So interesting. No talking, no...
No, they said no fluff.
Okay, all right.
It is just, it's what everyone says they want. It is a YouTube playlist.
It's almost just a VR game, but I know it's not.
It really looks VR.
Right?
Also, I mean, it's PC. Rapid reload R, slow reload F. It's got a lot of momentum on the animations when you aim and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Which is definitely more realistic.
And lots of slowdown on the frames.
Like a paintball almost.
Blindfire. Really? And dropped.
Okay. And yeah, that's a shadow drop.
Blindfire is a unique shooter that removes light from the equation. Find out how the project came to be exclusively on Xbox Wire.
It's got a hell of a look.
011. Wonder what they make.
They've had a fair amount of stuff on. Here's Yakuza. Pirate Yakuza, excuse me.
Yeah, this is like a whole game, right? It's not just DLC.
Yeah, no, they take all the content they made for the main line and then just build new stories in them. So that's why it's set in Hawaii.
That makes sense. Yeah. And that's why the other 7 Yakuza games are set in the same city.
Yeah, it's always Yama, Rocho. By the way, if I remember to finish it, I will have a review of that TV show.
Oh yeah, the Yakuza TV show.
This is the new stuff. Full on pirate sailing. Yeah. So while they reuse things, they build around it so it doesn't feel cheap.
Yeah. And that's why people haven't been mad or angry. Whoa, this is interesting. Very Black Flag-y.
They're remaking Black Flag before Ubisoft could get it out, and this one is also back to being a character action fighter and not turn-based.
Wasn't that also character action? Yakuza Infinite Wealth came, then another game came up like near it.
Yeah, Infinite Wealth. So anything with Ichiban is turn-based because he loves Dragon Quest and everything is like Dragon Quest to him. But then the man who erased his name, I think, was character action because it was just Kiryu.
Yes.
The Yakuza games are very funny and extremely woke. They are quite progressive. And essentially, just don't be a shithead kind of way, while being very
Literally.
fun. Yeah.
Literally. Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
You want to dress like a big baby? That's your fetish. That's fine. Just don't be weird about it. Ooh, got moved up a week.
Is that why? What are
Like
there?
a dragon,
There's
Pirate
a-
Yakuza
so
in
there's a ton
Hawaii
of shit
takes
coming
the
out in
series
February
in a
now.
direction we never expected. Find out about its naval battles on Xbox Wire.
Yay, native battles. Naval, not native. Fallout.
Makes you think Fallout immediately. But...
Yeah. I have no idea.
Yeah.
A clue, a lead. What more could a mouse
February
detective
14th.
want?
Shut
Oh,
up.
is this that? This is the mouse game. The fucking
Oh, whoa.
first-person shooter. Holy shit, it's real.
Hell?
Yeah.
Recap. This is a real mouse changer.
Yeah, going for that, the Cuphead stylings, but being a boomer shooter.
Yeah.
Time
Also
to play
being
detectives and connect the dots.
Gory in a way.
Mm-hmm. I might have to fight Yakuza for this one.
Looks like we just hit the jackpot.
Yeah, this one was shown off like years ago as a concept. It's really cool to finally see it as an actual
Really?
thing. Yeah, it was like very Mortimer or Mickey Mouse, but not before he had,
Yeah.
Yeah, just called Mouse.
That an Xbox controller? Is this gonna be a Game Pass?
Hey, coming next year. Mouse. PI for hire. Coming next year.
Yeah, right? Or mass murder.
He looks a lot less like Mickey Mouse now.
Yeah. Yeah. Though it doesn't seem really. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Chronos
an
so
action,
far look really cool.
much
Like,
more of a game than what they originally showed. That Chronos one also looks really cool
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that looks
interesting.
real.
And that's it. What a show. I'm kidding. There's 14 minutes left, they said.
Yeah. So this is like a halfway like an intermission. It's smart.
They do it like, yeah, like thirds almost sometimes too, depending on how much they have. Returnal. Oh no.
Chronos already reminded me of Returnal.
A lot more color. Subnautica.
Right? That's what I'm thinking. But surely.
But I don't remember Subnautica having CGI. It did make a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah. it did.
Oh shit. And dead.
I mean, it could pretty much be Subnautica. That's like a horror-ish game.
Yeah. There was weird shit in Subnautica. For sure.
Some easy achievements though.
Subnautica VR made me puke more than anything else I've ever played in
Really?
VR. There was just something about it.
Co-op.
Co-opnica. Uh-oh. They're all running away from something.
Yeah, one of these two is gone.
And she's just immediately crushed and blows up like that. Uh-oh. It is
Yeah,
Subnautica.
wow.
Yeah.
What's Subnautica?
Early access next year.
And coming to Game Pass. Did we know
Ooh.
Subnautica 2 is a thing?
Maybe. But now it's
Dive
Game Pass.
into uncharted waters
But early
in
access, so
Subnautica 2.
it'll leave
Adventure
it'll leave
alone
Game
or with
Pass
friends as you
before
try to
finishing early
survive on
access.
An all-new mysterious alien
So we didn't
planet.
know it was a
Learn more
thing,
exclusively
that's
on
it.
Xbox Wire.
All we knew is that it exists.
First one made so much money. Oh, Animal Well.
I am
Oh,
Shadow
is this finally
Dog.
coming to Xbox?
Animal
Nice.
Well is a game of many
Yeah.
shadows.
It's supposed to be amazing
It's a
if
game
you've got the
where every
patience.
animal casts a shadow,
Donkey's
and it's a game
voice.
where you cast
We're
a
hearing
shadow.
Donkey on an Xbox show
Sometimes
is weird.
Even the shadow
Super
of a
weird.
shadow can cast a shadow.
Like, what the hell?
At times, you must.
This
step
was
out
on
of
the
the
PS Plus
shadows
when I
and
had
reveal
it, but I
the
never kind of
secret
bothered playing. I don't
lurking
know.
in the shadows all alone.
It's,
Because if these shadows are
really
allowed to
deep
remain within
and
the
like full of
shadows,
secrets,
then who
so you gotta
knows
be in
what
the
kind of
mind to
shady
want to find
shadow
them
stuff these
to get the most
shadows
out of it.
do
Okay.
next in the shadows. What we must always remember is that without shadows there is no light.
I never thought I'd hear Donkey on a
These shadows
Xbox
are
show.
evil, but some are not, and we have to look into
Yeah.
the shadow. of
This
the
was one of those
shadow
cases where people are always like, "Oh, it's a deal.
realize
It
the
can't be
shadow
anywhere
of
else."
the
It's like,
shadow within.
it's also a really small dev and a new publisher.
So basically,
Sometimes those
what
are
I'm
really
saying,
hard to get everywhere.
Animal Will available today,
Hey, today.
on Xbox.
Oh, wow,
Nice.
nice. Okay, all right.
2 random drops. Well, those can
Yeah.
be
Hiro Mashina? Oh, in Zero.
I have no idea what this is.
It's an author who did Fairy Tail and
No idea.
Wave Master.
Never heard of it.
Wave Master is a fun read. Fairy Tail is just way too much. This is his latest one. The thing is, though, this guy just reuses the exact same characters. Like, I'm not even kidding. They look identical.
Oh, her boobs jiggled a lot. It's anime.
I wonder if this is just like a usual arena battle or is it an actual, like, proper game?
I wonder if anyone
like
wants to
arena
review Animal Will. It's not on Game Pass, so it's not a priority, but...
Coming out today too is kind of rough. John might feels like his kind of game.
Too lazy. When I search Animal Well Xbox, I get pure Xbox saying, where's the Xbox port? And then I see Animal Well Xbox release, RELESE, explained from Game Pressure. Eden's Zero.
Yeah.
Coming next year. Very anime.
All right, cool. I mean, yeah, more Japanese games coming to Xbox is never really a bad.
This Arcade.
Oh, that's the game I played, and I didn't friggin' no, this is Eternal Sand.
Oh, okay.
I played a preview of this at Gamescom.
No one would know.
Footage and everything, but I never got around to writing it up and releasing it. Maybe I still will. I still remember. I still have all my notes.
How was it?
Very interesting.
Looks cool.
Because it's like physics-based, right? Like you affect the world. Climb up these monsters, you like slow them down, or build like freeze their legs and jump onto like their back.
Physics of the Colossus.
Yeah, in a way. What was interesting was death is a consequence. It's not a Souls like. Like if you're gonna die, run, and then come back later. When you die, you lose everything you collected other than like 3 items. Kind of reminds me of like RuneScape. Way back. The game looked really fun.
Physics-based things are always really hard to make work, but when you do, they're super fun.
Yeah.
Let's be a Jeff Grubb type. He loves physics.
And it has like temperature. So if you use like fire in a really dry area, it'll spread like yeah, looks really good too.
Early next year, 2 Game Pass.
Game Pass. All right, that's actually really awesome.
All right, now you better get your preview out.
Yeah, I'll get my preview out for sure. Oh, yeah, Wuchang, I imagine.
That's an interesting look.
Is this Wuchang? No, this isn't. This is like Viking, Norse-ish.
I have seen the gods shattered into gilded mist.
I mean, it looks like it'd be a Souls-like.
This is Valhalla Chang.
Steadfast heroes among them.
Okay, I say parry immediately, and a shield.
Treacherous
and a rogue.
as well.
And an archer.
A mage. Dual daggers.
I have seen the thrones brought low.
No shit. Give him a bell.
Torn asunder.
Ooh, giant hammer.
And all that still live before the end. They all struggle in anguish and despair.
In co-op?
Yeah, I think co-op. They showed a couple people.
Is it Arcade? Because I think that was definitely like a MMO RPG, maybe.
Yeah, this is definitely multiple people.
Looks neat.
Yeah, it does.
That Arcade was a little more cartoony, though. So I'm probably wrong.
Probably a new IP. How you know?
Giant golden weird goat man.
See the ember.
I mean, the cinematic is very Dark Soulsy. That's okay.
I live. Mistfall Hunter. That's a bad name. Mistfall is fine. Yeah, just Mistfall.
Yes. Did not need the hunter.
Mistfall Hunter crosses Souls-like and extraction game.
It's
a Souls-like extraction game.
Find out more exclusively.
Interesting. So it's dark and darker-ish, but not first person.
Oh, you know what? I play that. That's kind of cool. Short bursts, right? Instance, get some friends together. Let's go run a dungeon or whatever.
2 or 3 done. We got 5 minutes left.
Okay.
Already been solid. But these shows generally are like this level. The low A to double A stuff.
Honestly, these shows just feel like a great way to get exposure for game developers.
That's the hardest thing right now. There's so much coming out.
Yeah.
Go Spike! This is supposed to come out this year. This was announced last at like a ID at Xbox IGN thing, I think, or Twitch. It's one of the things that's been in my coming in 2024 TBD on the.
Oh, really?
There's still like 12 games in that are supposed to come out in 2024, but don't have a date for Game Pass.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this was Ghost Bike.
Good. Looks like a nice.
This
like,
song's
casual.
probably gonna get us pinged, but whatever.
Probably, yeah. You never know though. Maybe
the tools are better for just erasing sound music now.
Yeah.
As I had to do with your review.
Yeah, you did end up doing that, right? I was debating.
No, I didn't. We got the license from Envato.
We got the license.
Still,
Yeah. That's why I didn't do it at night. I'm like, I don't want it to be irreversible.
Ghost Bike re-revealed. I got an email for this.
And just
still in Game Pass, coming to every console. We're gonna get a release date, not release window. Not this year.
Okay, so what's the delay?
So I'll be deleting it from that. Oh. Changes its name to Wheel World. There you go. I just read the email. Wheel World. Let me forward this to everyone. Yeah, so early next year, or I think it said early next year.
What did you see?
Phasmaphobia? Yeah.
You missed Chronos, which looks really cool.
Yeah. Bloober Team game.
Yeah, and 2025, I think they gave the date.
Phasmaphobia finally coming out.
Oh, is this Phasmaphobia? Oh my god.
Yeah, in early access. So they had a giant flood that like destroyed their studio, and that's why it got delayed so much.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you played this?
No, we have a code, but I don't have the time.
We should. This is the kind of game that would make an amazing stream. You get like four people on it.
Mm-hmm. Especially John, because he will literally shit himself.
Yeah. I played it on PC with a couple friends. It's a lot of fun, and it's never this serious. It's more just like, holy crap, run! Like people having a good time. October 29th. Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun Halloween.
We have a code. I don't know who I gave it to. I forget.
My dearest child, this island offers everything you may need in your precious life.
The
Vast
permanent way.
forests, roaring rivers, and mountains of rock and ice.
That was a lot of fun.
You are old enough now to know that for every bit of goodness in this world, an opposing force
There's a lot of badness, eh?
in the heat of the earth resides
that's
a dark
sad-looking puppy mount.
Demons as old as time, my child.
Weird proportions.
Do not doubt. Even a light like yours can be tempted by the dark. You must always choose good.
It's a really weird face on that dog.
And that I know.
Even in the picture. Interesting.
It says
Kidna. Yeah.
Dog of spirits.
Be resourceful.
Oh, yellow paint.
Be brave, my son. Stay in the light.
No yellow paint, guys.
It seems ambitious.
And
yeah,
may
it
the
does.
magic of this island protect us all.
Oh.
The Legends of Baboo.
Legend of Baboo.
Shit.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Interesting.
Nope, dead people.
The Ming Dynasty is dead.
Wuchang.
Wuchang, right? Yeah.
Although I swore to protect it.
See Chinese characters. I don't know if they're simplified or Cantonese. I have no idea. Or Mandarin? No idea.
I read Ming Dynasty. So yeah, that's Wuchang.
This one I'm quite looking forward to.
Until all traitors are silenced.
Yeah, that's why I say ambitious, Trev. When something's ambitious, you're curious how it's going to turn out.
Dares to question my will, standing in the way of my redemption.
Definitely with
Me, a woman with feather arms. This game looks cool every time they show it.
Yeah.
It's going to be very parry dependent, which
I imagine
is very good at having this controller because they're little clicky bumpers, super quick, no real give to them. Yeah, and they're everything's Hall effect, so they don't break easy. Shit.
Yeah,
we're back to the gore.
Ninja Gaiden reminiscent.
I'm gonna kill everyone.
Oh shit.
Whoa, interesting.
Wuchang Gatling gun feathers. So this is definitely their theme song because it's the same intonation as the June one, just slower.
Yeah,
it's good.
Interesting. They're showing a good amount of variety in weapons and stuff.
This looks awesome.
Yeah, what the heck?
This probably won't take over like Black Myth did, but maybe they'll have their own exclusive Chinese Souls-like.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, don't give a shit if it's exclusive, but I know many people do.
The one Souls game, one Chinese game I was really looking forward to, or when it's made, just announced it's coming to mobile, which kind of made me lose a lot of my interest.
I'm out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get why.
Yeah.
But I'm out.
Hope gets reduced. Yeah, I'm
Shit. The giant naked bird lady? Yep.
My emperor will not fall.
This will be it. We're 25 minutes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
sure it ended off on. It's a Game Pass game. Looks really good.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't have a date or anything, but we'll see. Damn, he's tall.
Yeah.
Wuchang. Coming next year. To Game Pass.
Still 2025.
Yeah.
All right. That was a good
Hey,
trailer.
there you go. Solid show.
Really good trailer. Yeah, really solid show.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Animal Well ends up being one of the big ones. Because we're back in Alan Wake.
Always
Back in Alan Wake, yeah.
And weird.
More control-ish. Right?
Not over.
Policy and procedure used to keep us in control. But now...
Ooh. Oh, the Project Condor.
Approach.
The co-op Alan Wake, co-op control game.
Oh, I remember hearing about that.
Shit.
Oh.
Yeah. So you're opposite control, but first-person co-op shooter. Damn, this looks cool.
Has not done a first-person game since like back in. Was that even first-person?
No, they've always been third.
Yeah.
Fucking Crossfire.
Yeah, you're right.
We really need to make some money, game.
Yeah.
Yep, time to get demonetized.
Definitely. Okay, you got like weapon chums. What the heck are you fighting?
A lot of the weird ass shit from Control.
Oh,
they're not as stylized, so you can actually read them a little better.
This is straight up area. Black Rock area.
Firebreak.
Welcome to Firebreak.
Coming next year to Game Pass.
To Game Pass. Okay. Wow.
Your record can see many. Well, that's the biggest announcement of the show. FBC Firebreak from Remedy, day one on Game Pass.
Exclusively on Xbox.
Tone
that
is
looked
very
good.
like in a lot of ways, but it looked really good.
It's probably, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Remedy overseeing it with others, but again, partner previews are solid. These are solid shows.
That was a rock solid showcase.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned it before.
Again, a whole bunch of shit. Jesus. That's a lot of stuff for 25 minutes.
I think Xbox is industry leading when it comes to just consistent event of gear, expectations.
Oh, wait, I forgot there's more. Yeah, coming to Game Pass, 5 things. Jesus.
Strands is nice. That's how.
Yeah, that one looks really interesting. We might have to fight over who does it, depending on timing.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll go back to our main screen. Oh, well, shit, Aarsal. That was a lot of fun.
That was.
This will end the react portion of the stream. I am now literally going to just hit record, quickly go to the intro, and we will be right back to talk about everything we just saw. See you in 10 seconds.
See you then.
Hello, friends. Everyone, welcome. Everyone who's here, because we literally just watched the Xbox partner preview. Myself and Aarsal. Soulblade Masudi. How you doing?
How's it going? Pretty good. It's been a long time since I've seen any of you guys. I hope you didn't miss us.
I know. Been a while. That was a good show. You want to get...
That was a good show.
We've been going already for half an hour on what's normally an hour show. Probably going to be a little longer than that today, one would think. So I put a link up. They will have a breakdown of everything there if you would like to lead us through the Xbox partner preview on news.xbox.com.
Where'd you put the link?
Oh, it's on the showrun. It's just there. The Xbox Wire generally has everything.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Hey, people in chat are even like they liked it, except for the people who are demanding Silk Song. It's like that's definitely June level if it's ever coming.
Yeah. Okay, let's jump right into it. So first, the show starts off with Alan Wake 2 Lakehouse expansion, which I have not played the TV show one, Night Springs, right? This looked good. They mentioned it being more horror focused. Dude, Alan Wake 2 is already like a straight up horror game.
So it was more like disturbing horror focused. This does seem more, probably a little more like gory jump scary stuff, I guess they could mean more constantly, instead of it being a feeling like you got a scary part. Instead it's just, this is a few scary hours. Because like I did the review for just text only for Night Springs. Really good. It's Night Springs is pretty much the Remedyverse and bringing Quantum Break in without bringing Quantum Break in because they don't own it. Wink. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. It's starring, and you play as Janina's character from Alan Wake 2. Janina Gavankar, the actress, playing as her directly.
So she was the agent in Alan Wake 2, right? Near the middle of the game, or into the game-ish? Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, but she's also in Control? Or no?
No, she was in this. So she was works for the Office of Control from Control. Because they were there in Alan Wake 2, like monitoring the AWEs.
They mentioned that, like with Night Springs, it's incorporated into the main game flow. So you come across these missions while playing through the main campaign. That's kind of cool. Maybe I think I do got to give it a replay then, while I do Final Draft and do both DLCs. Yeah, that's cool. Next up was Animal Well, which is, for those who don't know, a very highly acclaimed indie game released.
It wasn't next up. So whatever their thing is alphabetical.
Oh, okay. You want to just follow theirs? You want to go?
Well, the next one up was the Bloober Team game, which I don't remember the name of. So if we're going to go by footage, which we don't really need to show, people are literally just watched it all. Just go down the list on Xbox Wire.
Okay. All right. Going back, continuing on the list on Xbox Wire, Animal Well. It's a game released by, actually, I don't know his publisher name, but if anyone knows Donkey on YouTube, guy's kind of hit or miss in a lot of ways. Definitely not an Xbox fan, I'll tell you that much, at all.
Probably likes him now with the money.
Yeah, straight up. But he started a publishing company, and Animal Well was their first big title. It was exclusive to PlayStation until now, and it got great reviews, like very highly critically acclaimed. I always thought it kind of looked okay. But heck, it's coming to Xbox now. Not on Game Pass though. I feel like that's interesting. I feel like they're betting on enough people knowing about the game to buy it. Which
and also, I wouldn't be shocked when you do a PS Plus deal. It also comes with it might be more timed on that. Could be a possibility, no guarantee, but it might be. So it looks like a basic platformer, but it's hiding a ton of devious puzzles and secrets to find in various very interesting ways, which people really liked. Like it was like an 89 on OpenCritic, I think, because
91 actually on
91.
On Metacritic. Sorry,
yeah. But yeah, no, people quite like that game. It's a lot more than it seems. It's also like 30 megabits.
Really?
The entire game.
I'm trying to see how much they're charging for it because I feel like that's probably a big.
I would imagine whatever it is on PlayStation's thing. I'll take a look real quick.
Yeah. Annoyingly, but either way, it's probably $30, I imagine.
Oh, it is not available for purchase. It says for some reason on PlayStation, which is weird.
Weird. But okay. Continuing down while we look into that is Blindfire. This is alphabetical, which was an interesting showing. It looked very VR and like how like off the gun looked, but I guess that's just a style of game it is.
Yeah, that one has like a ton of momentum in all the animations. Very neat look, but you're like in a very dark environment, and seems like you don't know who is what and what's going on. Animal Well's $25 on Steam. Okay, so I'd guess about that.
Yeah, that's what I expected. That's fair.
Yeah.
Blindfire is also available today on Xbox Series X and PC. I wonder, is it free to play or is it just available early access?
Does it give you a store page to look? Because I'm trying
not
to
on
search
the
for
friggin'
it. Yeah,
Xbox Wire.
because they have had so many things ruined by the store in the past. I think they just wait and push live, and then that takes a while to propagate. So that would look interesting. Lots of and it is game preview, though they called it early access.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they're calling it Blindfire because it's very dark. I think is their thing there. Okay, coming up next is what I think might be my game of the show, which was Chronos: The New Dawn. Bluebird Team releasing next year. Another third-person horror focused, but like the cinematic trailer looked really cool, and the little bits of gameplay they showed were exactly what I expected from seeing that CG, which is always nice, right?
Yeah, they're all in on Unreal Engine 5, I believe, so they can make some really nice looking stuff. Like Silent Hill remake looks really nice. Thankfully, it's way better than the weird trailers that Konami put together are.
It was weird in that sense.
Very odd, miserable setting. Definitely, I thought of Bloober Team looking at it. You're in like a weird, broken up, gravity's messed up France, it seemed.
So they talk a little bit here. It's 2 timelines. The game takes place in 1980s communist Poland and a futuristic wasteland following a pandemic known as the Change.
Okay.
Interesting, yeah.
I fully admit I don't know what Poland looks like, so Emil or Ensky will get very mad at me in the Discord.
What's interesting is in the little blurb they say Bloober Team in brackets. They put what they've worked on. They say The Medium, Blair Witch, Layers of Fear. They don't mention Silent Hill 2 at all.
But yeah, they're not going to mention things you can't go and look at at the store and buy.
Yeah. All right, next up on the list is Eden's Zero. For anyone listening, if you watched Fairy Tail or read Rave Master, it's the same guy, Hiro Mashima. I'm not sure if it's. I don't think it's an arena battler. Yeah, it's a third-person action.
It looked more Musu.
Yeah, which I guess alone kind of makes it stick out from most anime games that release. If it's a very default sci-fi story, nothing special. More Japanese games is a good thing.
Yep.
Cool.
It's that mix of it looks clean and crisp, but then also some of the textures on characters look really low, but then other things look higher. Like the ground textures look really bad sometimes. It's always weird to me what gets the focus in these, but it is because it's good enough. It looks nice enough and cool enough, and so people are like, okay, that's good enough. It's not that that focus we see in so many other games where it's like if everything isn't perfect and people lose their mind. Anime fans are fine with it.
No, makes sense. Okay, next up is Eternal Strands, and I realized this would have been a lot easier for you if we just went through the video in terms of what it showed, huh?
No,
but
I'm finding them.
All right. Okay, Eternal Strands. This is a game that I got to play myself in Gamescom, and I think was one of the only like press things I did. It was super cool. Went to the press area, got like a cool lanyard, sat right next to a developer or someone related to the game as I was playing it, which is pretty cool. It's very physics heavy. You play as a scout, and your mission is to kind of scout ahead for your expedition. So it's like they mentioned, it's like 30-40 minute missions in a way. You enter this big open area, you explore for 30-40 minutes, and you come back and you kind of like report. That's like the basis of the game. But obviously a big selling point is the physics-based combat of it and traversal, and these giant monsters and creatures you fight. In which case, like they have like armor, and you can either like burn the armor, then freeze it, then pop it off. It's cool. They had a lot of thought put into it.
And it's now coming next year to Game Pass.
Yes,
also very cool.
I do not think we knew that it was coming to Game Pass before this.
Not that I remember, no. But early next year, they say, as well.
Dude, early next year is going to hit flipping hard, man.
Well, the end of this year has already been so hard to keep up with. And then we'll get a respite around December, mid-December into mid-January. We'll get a respite, and then it doesn't stop again.
Yeah. I'm going to skip Firebreak for now and jump on to the next one. We'll talk about that last, I think. The next one is The Legend of Baboo, which is a brutal action-adventure game with an adorable dog, is what they say. I mean, this looked really... go ahead.
Very ambitious.
Yeah.
Which is how I would say. Did they just give me an email about this game literally as I'm about to start talking about it? I think they did.
It looks super janky. Visuals look kind of off, but at the same time, immediately you can tell it's made by a small team.
As part of today's Xbox partner preview, Midwest Games and Permanent Way Entertainment proudly announced The Legend of Baboo, a heartfelt action adventure that's coming to PC and Xbox in 2025. No word about any other platforms there. Inspired by fables and Turkish culture, The Legend of Baboo takes place on the adventure of a boy and his dog who must harness the strength of their bond, confront evil, and save the ones they love most. This is definitely a Cengiz game.
Yeah, definitely, like literally. Yeah. This already reminded me a little bit of that one game made in India, Raji, the something. And I really liked how those games can release now that are made by the people that live in those areas, that have those cultures, have those myths.
Woke. Oh, wait.
God, right? Yeah, that's cool. That actually piqued my interest a lot more than just watching it.
It piked mine. But yeah, that is
All right,
very.
next up-
It looked interesting. I'm curious
Yes.
what the final product is.
Yeah, like it's also looked decently far from release, like at least probably half a year. Minimum.
Yeah, it just says 2025, nothing else.
Next up is Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, and that is the official name.
Yep.
of the game.
It's got Samoa Joe in it from wrestling. You can see him. He's right
Oh,
here.
it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Samoa Joe.
This game looked really fun. I mean, it's Yakuza. It's. I'm guessing if you enjoyed the spin-offs like Gaiden, you'll enjoy this too.
Now, if you want to go back to the character action and mix in some Black Flag and call in a giant monkey to fight people as you play guitar, that's what you do. And that's coming out
battles for the first
it's,
time.
Yeah, it's coming out a week early. It's coming out the 21st now because everything else got moved to.
What did it dodge? I'm curious. Like
Shadows, I think.
No, Shadows is the 12th or the 15th or something. It's before this.
There's a lot. There's a lot of stuff set for February already. So
yeah, February 14th is Shadows.
Okay. So I think it moved right on to what Avowed is on. Because
That's
sure,
what
why
I'm thinking. Wasn't Avowed 21 or 22?
But there's other stuff that might not. That's like either Nintendo or PlayStation. I think that's already scheduled for there too. There's a lot of stuff. So who knows? It looks really good though. They're smart about how they reuse stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and their budget's probably a lot smaller than most games, and we'll see. And their marketing is easy because it's like, what the hell is this? I want to play this. Next up is Mistfall Hunter. I'm not going to say Mistfall Hunter because that's stupid. I'm going to say Mistfall Hunter, which is a Souls-like extraction game that has much higher production values than, what was it, Dark and Darker?
Yeah. Dark and Darker was very specific in like feeling super early access. This looks way more ahead. I don't know if this has ever been talked about or announced before, but it looked good.
It is just announced right now, world premiere.
Yeah. It looks very good for having just been announced. Third person, multi-class, co-op focused Souls game where you go in, get stuff, get out. Sounds intriguing as shit if you got a good group.
A lot of classes, you can swap weapons. There's also an closed beta coming up, which you can apply to right now, I believe. So if you're interested, take a look at that. They have in the article.
No clue on platforms on most of these because they are only going to say Xbox and PC.
Yeah.
So unless you get an email from them, because like this Baboo one literally just says PC and Xbox in their own email. So
there's a link to. Oh, you know what? Even on their website, just Xbox and Steam. That's it.
Yeah. It could also be the case, though they only really did it with Metaphor Refantazio, as Phil Spencer says. It only ever said Xbox and PC until a day or two later. And then it came out that it's another. So you never know. Just keep an eye on this stuff if you're not in the Xbox ecosystem. And then, you might see if it's coming something else. This one, again, just a flat 2025 on the date.
All marketing stuff is what it is. That being, you're right. The Xbox link, right? On their website, I click it, and it goes to 404. They 100% do not put the store page.
Because the store still leaks stuff. It's really bad on PlayStation side still, too. Like, the biggest leaker of video games and video game dates are the Xbox and PlayStation stores.
Hey, what was that one? There was a PlayStation outlet that was like, keep an eye out this Thursday for a bunch of PlayStation games. Which one was that again? DualShockers, I think. I wonder if they got their article up for all the PlayStation games, or if they're scrambling to figure out which ones.
Yeah, it's going to take a little while to actually know what is or isn't.
Yeah. Okay, continuing on. Next up was a game Jesse recognized immediately that I had never heard of or seen before, just Mouse PI for Hire.
I recognized it as Mouse because that's all it had ever been called before when it was just a tech demo of I've tried to make this like animated, almost Cuphead looking thing, but it's a shooter with the Mickey Mouse IP because Mickey Mouse was going public domain, but they've definitely pulled back. Yeah. It's no longer a Mickey Mouse shooting people. It is a different mouse with Mickey Mouse gloves shooting people.
Oh, you know what, dude? I'm looking at like the footage they showed earlier. I do recognize this.
Yeah. But it was Mickey Mouse shooting people, and that's why everyone always laughed because it looked so good. and it was just straight up Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse because the IP was running out.
Yeah.
But they have very smartly moved away from that, making their own IP, because that's the thing about the public domain. If you make a public domain thing, it's not really yours. And if the other company gets mad, they can still probably do something. So looks good.
And it's close enough that everyone already thinks it's like that IP.
Especially in our area, they will have remembered what it was originally.
Yeah.
But like making a detective game and all that is cool. I'm in. I'm interested.
Yeah, the shooting looked pretty good.
And there's a hot lady mouse.
I think this was the first time it was announced for Xbox, most likely. Yeah.
Yeah, it had only been a PC demo, and you could like download the demo, I think, on Steam.
I'm really curious how many of these games are coming to PlayStation. Can people do that already? Can they like?
The easiest way to find out generally is to find the Twitter feed of the dev or the pub, and they'll put up their own, or if they've got a YouTube channel, if the game's big enough, you get their trailer. It shows you everything that's coming.
Because like the what I was gonna say, the initial gameplay for this game had like 2 million views. Like this is might be a pretty big title if it's not coming to PlayStation. Anyways,
it definitely went a little viral because of how nice it looked.
Yes, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, next up is the game everyone should play this month if they can, which is Phasmaphobia, coming out October 29th, just in time for Halloween, and it's genuinely just a really fun game.
It'll still be it'll be in game preview. They kept saying early access, which is weird. If they're renaming game preview to early access.
Maybe.
But it's coming out in early access, aka game preview, on Xbox at the end of the month. I don't know the price. We have one code for it.
It's pretty cheap. It should be, because like I bought
it
on
one guy.
Steam.
Yeah, it was never an expensive thing. But
is it still on like early access on Steam?
Yes, it's early access everywhere.
Yeah, that
so
makes sense.
that was a big thing, was they had that flood, I think, in their studios, and that really pushed stuff back a lot on them at Kinetic Games.
It should be 20 USD if it follows the old price point, which is I think is a fair price. Next up is Subnautica 2, which is a game we knew about, as in we knew it existed, but now we get a date. I don't think we had 2025 before.
And it's on Game Pass.
Yes, this was the game on Game Pass.
Yeah, which there are 5 total. So Subnautica 2, it did show 2 people, so maybe it is co-op with it.
Yes,
being
confirmed
2.
the much requested co-op mode in the upcoming sequel.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Subnautica was like weird, giant, evil things chasing you at some point, horror. So had that vibe, had that look with the suits. The main thing I hope is that it runs well. That was always my issue with Subnautica. I don't think be rough. Probably not, especially, I mean, again, also coming to early access, not game preview, early access.
So in the wire, they mentioned game preview.
Okay, coming to game preview.
Yeah, Xbox game preview on Xbox Series XS and Windows PC. Also, 4-player co-op, up to 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
It'll be another fun Hangouts one or something, or community game night. While it's in Game Pass, before it leaves Game Pass, before hitting 1.0.
Yep. Subnautica 1 was in Game Pass for a while, I believe. I'm not sure if it still is, but I know it was for a while.
They had a expand-alone Subnautica, I think, Brit.
Leviathan or something? No, what was that?
No,
called?
it's something cold. It's like something about friggin' Sub-Zero or...
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I think it might have literally been called Sub-Zero. Yeah.
Bam.
Subnautica Below Zero. Which is Zero.
Hey, you got it.
Next up is Wheel World, which is...
I kept saying the wrong name, even though I had the email tell me the right one.
So did the email? Was the headline Ghost Bike? Was the headline?
The email was Ghost Bike, now renamed Wheel World.
Oh, okay.
So this one was one of the many 2024 partner day one titles that has been pushed back. There's been at least like friggin' 20 of them, funnily enough, which is why people was like, they're doing less deals. It's like, no, they've got a big ass backlog.
Yeah. By the way, it says it's an original soundtrack, so I think we should be good.
Okay.
Regarding that, and it's a relaxed game taken at your own pace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's got that. It's got that cell shady look which is always nice and holds up for a long time, especially once it's clean. It does have a lot of pop-in. Looking at in front of the bike, there's not the furthest level of detail in this one.
Pop-in, man. It's always a tough issue to fix.
Especially if it's older Unreal.
Yeah. And then second last is Wuchang Fallen Feathers. They ended off with this one, and it looked
almost
fantastic.
ended off with this one.
Almost ended off.
We
with
thought
this one.
they ended off with this one because it was actually like a 26-minute show. They lied to us.
They did. 100%.
But
They
it was a one more thing without having the person do one more thing. Wuchang, a happy game. Everything's bright and cheerful, and everything's just going great for the people of that era. Really pretty. Gameplay looks fun. More, I would say, Sekiro. Or Sekiro, if you want to be a total otaku. More Sekiro than Souls, because it seemed very focused on parrying and also faster and more fantastical. Definitely like Sekiro meets devilish May Cry-ish type.
Yes. At the same time, it did also give me like full-on Sekiro vibes in a sense where it's like every fight looks difficult. Not like you're fighting 4 or 5 people at once, which I prefer, to be honest, personally.
Yeah. That's always some of the worst things. That's one of the worst things in Inotria, which I forgot to mention. There's so many assholes with freaking bows in that game that are just always shooting you when you're trying to fight some big guy, and it sucks. That was the one thing I completely forgot to write it in the text. It was like one of the main points I wanted to make. In a game like this, and I think Black Myth is supposed to be really good about it, one-on-one fights are amazing. You're not building something that supports focusing on AoE and multiple people and all that. You're focused on a couple at the most. So, and this was very one-on-one heavy looking. Looked really nice, really weird, really cool. It's all going to come down. Feel
good weapon variety. It felt like it wasn't just like a long sword
and
or like
constant.
A or anything.
You're constant. She's jumping around the weapon types quite a bit.
Yes, I haven't played Wuchang yet. I probably will eventually. But yeah, if I doubt this game gets like the fur Wuchang got. But at the same time, it looks really cool. It is clearly appealing to a certain crowd in certain ways. It should hopefully do well and come to Game Pass.
Yeah, I'm very curious if we. I haven't got any emails. This one is coming to everything. Wuchang.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I think we know that. Yeah.
It was never hidden or anything like that.
Yeah.
It looks really good. I'm way into that one. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get a review code.
Yeah, 505 games. I feel like we've done a couple others.
Oh, it might be Press Engine then. They normally use that. Okay. And then finally.
Okay. Yeah. And last but not least was the one more thing: FBC Firebreak, Federal Bureau of Control Firebreak. I mean, I played Control for like 10 hours. I enjoyed it, didn't finish it. This is completely different looking.
Control had an issue with really cool look, fun gameplay, bad difficulty spikes, and an overall okay, not great story, which for Remedy is normally not the norm. It felt more focused on the gameplay, which was very fun until it was too hard. This is just a straight up Left 4 Dead style 3-player co-op shooter that is coming out next year at some point on Game Pass at launch, which is freaking awesome for co-op games. Like, those are my favorite things to get on the service.
This is funny. They're calling it Remedy's first ever multiplayer game. Because I guess Crossfire was still single player campaign.
Yeah, they only did the single player in Crossfire. They did not touch the multiplayer. This is the first time they've ever done something multiplayer.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's a big step. I'm not gonna lie.
And this was we knew this was a thing. I think it was Project Condor, because they've got like 6 things in the work. 2 of them around Control. One a Control sequel, and one a Control multiplayer game. And now we finally get to see it out of nowhere, and it's given a release year and Game Pass. I'm in.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely going to be a games as a service kind of title for those curious. I mean, you look at the costumes, clearly those are cosmetic, you can change, blah, blah, blah. And they mentioned they'll support it post-launch, and that it's an online game. So, hey. Yeah, it looked really cool. Definitely need to see more. And it looked good, like just graphically too. Like, really
it looked
good.
performant. It did not have all of the crazy over-the-top effects that Control had, especially with the physics on breaking stuff, which is fine because shooters need to feel really smooth.
Yes,
and that actually hurt Control quite a bit for the Xbox One and PS4. A little better on One X, a lot better on Series X and PS5. That game was rough on console at launch, so you cannot do that with an FPS or everyone will puke.
Yes, straight up. I remember playing Control and I had it 30 FPS at first because like, oh, look, ray tracing. Then I switched to 60 and I'm like, okay, guys, come on. It's not worth the ray tracing is not worth it, guys.
Well, even now, like I've got the 7900 XTX and they didn't put. I don't know if it has FSR, so if I do ray tracing, it's back down to like 50 instead of being a locked 120. I'm like, these reflections look okay, not worth it. The only time,
definitely not.
Baked-in lighting still looks amazing, and often enough where I don't need ray trace like ambient occlusion or ray trace shadows.
Yep.
The reflections look neat, but it's not worth the performance hit.
Speaking really quick of lighting, did you see there's a recent threads on Twitter? A couple developers were talking about, I think Thomas Sala actually.
Yeah, about why, Batman looks so good.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. That was interesting. And even like someone propped up like, oh, but look at Horizon Zero Dawn looks fantastic, right? And it turns out even that game had moments where they had baked in lighting for certain places where they knew they wanted it to look really good, especially good.
Yeah.
It's kind of the consequence for dynamic lighting and whatnot. It's really cool in terms of playing the game, but not as good for screenshots.
I wouldn't be shocked if it's like when you're indoors in Starfield, it definitely has better lighting because it's not being lit by the sun out in the atmosphere.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised even though they are setting their lights and all that type of stuff. It is very different, indoor, outdoor, and those things. So,
I mean, you think of film and like they'll sometimes film like 5 minutes of footage in a day because they need that perfect lighting condition. You know, so it's just what it is.
What a show!
So that is the show. I mean, we watched it, so let's give it a letter grade. If you had to give it a grade, what would you give it?
So compared to the other ones, it's a solid B+. It's a good show.
Yep.
It's bordering on an A with the Remedy game.
FBC. Yeah. I'd give it an A in terms of compared to what it is, what it's supposed to be, what it meant to do. It did everything it was supposed to do.
I'm at B+.
That's a solid A.
It was
A, B+.
good.
Yeah.
I wonder if Jeff Keighley has put up a poll.
Oh, he probably did. I mean, he was tweeting about it.
And everybody like, no Silk Song, D. It's like, it's like when you go into the State of Play. I don't expect a world-ending stuff at the State of Play. I expect...
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
It looks like an even split between...
Yeah, it's pretty... It's actually almost very even. A is at 19%, B is at 32%, C is at 23%, and D or below is at 25%, because, of course.
I forget how to do a friggin' thing in chat. I'm not a moderator right now, that's right. But I was going to...
You want me to make I'll make a poll?
Yeah.
Chat!
Might as well
There's still 130 of you. Let me get... So, much like on Twitter, you only get the 4 options. So, rate the partner preview, and then we'll start getting into more news stories of the day. A, B,
if you had
C,
to
or
pick
or
a game that stuck out to you immediately from the showcase, what would it be?
Wuchang.
Yes, yeah. They showed a good amount of it too. No release date, but that's okay. I got the year, and it should make next year. I'm okay with that. Especially
Close
on Game
to
Pass,
it would be Firebreak if I was more into the co-op stuff.
Definitely
I
Chronos
used to
for
be,
me.
but,
Like heavy Dead Space vibes, and after like falling in love with the game a couple years ago, like I'm gonna play anything Dead Space.
We got to see a little more gameplay. I think it could have been a little higher for me. We saw a tiny
I was
bit
surprised
that
we
could
even
be.
saw a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, especially because I knew they just released a game. I expected this to be like years out. You know, just be like a reveal trailer.
They work very hard, and there's a lot of talented people in Poland. So.
Yeah, and a lot of underpaid people
everywhere. Too. Yeah. All right, that was the partner preview. We've got a few more news stories for our regular headlines roundup, and then we'll be out of here.
Okay, let's go straight through from the order. First thing first is something I believe we reported on, right?
Yeah, that no one gave us credit for, unfortunately. It got reported everywhere, and no one ever mentioned us once.
But on someone's LinkedIn profile, a previous developer at Certain Affinity mentioned, I'm going to read his exact thing. I led a large team of designers working on a cancelled Battle Royale mode for Halo. I believe this product could have been a game changer for the franchise. We loved playing it, and working on it was a fantastic experience in spite of its cancellation. So BR mode was confirmed. I mean, we already kind of knew what to talk about, obviously, but now this is also confirmation that it is canceled. I want to say,
which John and Nick immediately both texted me being like, we were right. I was like, yeah, good for you. I don't care.
Well, Nick said shelved technically, but yeah, BR mode canceled. Tatanka was canceled. I think at this point most people assumed so. We hadn't seen anything about it for so long. Would it have never been announced? Game changer? Yeah, exactly. Friggin' Jez, man. Would it have been a game changer for Infinite?
No. It doesn't matter how good or fun it is. Like, Concord's not a bad game. People just aren't in the mood for it. I think that's one thing that always ends up changing for people is when something doesn't set the world on fire or is just a failure, it means it's bad. And it's like, in this situation, even if it's really good, it is such a hard genre to break into that there's 2% chance. It's just, the difference is, if that 2% hits, you make way more money than if you have a relatively successful single-player launch.
I'll be honest, I don't doubt that it would have hit. It's a Halo game, it's certain affinity, BR. I feel like it would have gotten 5, 10, 15 million people playing, but I don't think it wouldn't have... Sorry, how do I phrase this? I think it would have fallen for the exact same trappings Halo Infinite did, which is 0 post-launch support at effective times.
Or the post-launch support is not third-party IPs being dragged in to keep pulling people in. That is the main thing that keeps Fortnite and all those other games, like everything you look at, Genshin, all these things, they constantly have crossover IP events, and that is what people want.
I generally don't think Certain Affinity is a big enough studio to support a Battle Royale in terms of how much it needs to be supported to keep it alive.
Yeah, it's the entire publisher of Epic essentially working on it and buying more companies to work on it. Like
thousands upon thousands of
the entire publisher of Activision constantly working on Call of Duty to keep it going. Like it is
knowing from Nick's leaks, they work on this stuff years and years in advance, man. Like friggin' hell, it takes them sometimes 1.5 years, 2 years for Fortnite leaks to come to fruition. That's how long it took. That's how far ahead they've been planning. Yeah, no, it's a VR it would have been fun, would have been nice. Maybe if it released in 2020 alongside Halo Infinite, it could have had a better chance, but at this point, I doubt it. Period.
Yeah.
A UE5 maybe though, if they have a better pipeline. Let's see. Okay, moving on. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 got official console wraps and controllers, both the limited edition normal controller as well as an elite controller, right?
They are part of the design lab, so you can build them in there with those shells, set up how you want. You can either just get them to look exactly like they do in the picture here. They are real expensive, $85 for the regular and $165 for the elite, and that's probably without any accessories, if I had to guess.
Damn it! I wanted the controller flip.
Yeah, I know, but it is 80. It's design labs. It's a limited edition shell, I bet. So 75, 85 US.
Design labs only. It's not.
They're
like
both
shelf?
design labs.
Yeah. That makes sense.
The console wrap, which doesn't look too bad. It's very
I think it looks pretty sick.
Yeah, it's is 655, I believe.
50 or 55 US. Yeah. Which I think the Starfield one was also around there, and the basic ones are like 40 or something like that.
And they really confused me by putting ERP. I had not seen estimated retail price before, but I mean, it's only on their store, so I don't even know who else could ever sell it.
So no more suggested, just estimated?
Yeah, it used to be like MSRP, manufacturer's suggested retail. But it's only them. You can only get it from them. The wraps haven't been anywhere else, I don't think. Like, nothing's been anywhere else, so it's only them.
Interesting.
There was also clothing down here, this hoodie and joggers, but I didn't see the price for them. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, sure. I read a couple funny tweets with this. One was like, "Oh wow, it's so nice to get like a good-looking custom controller for Call of Duty again, right?" And it's like, for years, Call of Duty's been associated with PlayStation, and until the PS5 generation, their controllers sucked. They just did. They were just generally not good. I've seen multiple custom PS4 controllers. The Spider-Man was just friggin' red, bro. That's it. It was just red and some white. I think it had one logo.
They finally got better on the PS5 side with Astro Bot.
They did.
That one looks nice. And even Concord. Concord looks nice.
Concord looks really nice.
Yeah.
But I was actually looking out trying to buy that, but I couldn't find it friggin' anywhere. Annoyingly. But yeah, it's nice to get that. The wraps are finally back, right?
One. We'll see.
One, yes. Yeah. Probably the best way to do limited edition consoles, in my opinion.
They should do an indie one. I'm hoping they do.
Yes.
By the way,
I
got to tell people. We went and played Indiana Jones today. Not we, I mean John did in London. He will have a preview for that, I believe, on the 29th.
29th? Oh, that's not too long. Philip, and you went in person, right?
Yeah, in London.
Ooh.
London.
Ooh. That's exciting. That's exciting. I was gonna say I'd buy that wrap probably, but I just got the Galaxy console. I'm selling mine for like a decent amount, so I figured, you know what, screw it. I always cycle my consoles anyway.
That's an actual limited edition, which is like they've done Halo and that now.
Yeah,
I got an email about Mistfall Hunter. Only Xbox and PC.
Okay. Yeah,
in this email.
It is. I'd assume it's only Xbox and PC.
I gotta forward these to the contact email for everybody. Because I hate doing news and I'm real busy with stuff I can't talk about.
I keep seeing your emails. Okay. As he does that, next up on the list is S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 got its previews, which this one we were not invited to. I don't think so.
No.
Which kind of
they were in, I
sucks.
think, Prague and LA. And Jez had changed his header to S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, I think, after he went. So, and I know Paris was there in LA and doing that stuff. We're not on the... We have the issue of not being, as we've said before, part of the US PR for Microsoft. We're in the UK PR. And I don't think they had a UK thing for this. And so flying people to Prague is limited. So it is what it is.
Prague is in Spain? I forgot what country is Prague in again. It's friggin' some European country.
What? Don't say that. They're going to get mad at us. Romania? Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. I knew that. That is, by the way, the very definition of a European country in my head. All right, when I think of a European country. Okay. S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 previews came out. They have been very glowing. I'll read out a couple from this list. This is from Windows Central. Make no mistake, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 is a Game of the Year contender, even though it's releasing past the TGA deadline date. And I feel immensely privileged to have been able to bring you this glimpse of a rare game that looks set to not only do justice to a legendary predecessor, but take its franchise to all new heights in the process. There's some high praise. I mean, previews are generally positive. But that's some high praise.
Yeah, I also would point to my whole Game of the Year article that I put out about why who cares what Game of the Year contender means. Doesn't mean anything. It means the person previewing it, in this case, Jez, really liked it.
Yeah.
So don't take it more than that. It looks really nice. It is very S.T.A.L.K.E.R. If you've played the first, I think, 3, they are a trilogy you can now buy on pretty much everything.
Yep.
It's supposed to feel like that. It's not on Game Pass yet. No.
It's not on Game Pass yet. Okay.
No, I got a code and I stream some. But yeah, it's very S.T.A.L.K.E.R. You're throwing the bolts for the gravity anomalies. You're doing lots of stuff. That's very hard and you can die very easily, and it's an immersive sim. It's not a run and gun arcade shooter. It will be on Game Pass day one. So if you're going into it, just go into it knowing you have to take your time. You have to.
Yeah.
Because I should be reviewing it. I'm pretty sure I'm on the list now. It's gonna be all I do outside of relaxing in Flight Sim, as I probably review both of them at the same time, which feels perfect because S.T.A.L.K.E.R is gonna be this tough, sometimes miserable experience, but then Flight Sim is just this gorgeous, go have fun using these big ass toys they sent me experience. So it looks awesome. I can't wait to get my hands on it.
Eurogamer mentions how we had a bunch of Souls likes and great curated experience like Ragnarok, but the flexibility and that adaptability of S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2's sandbox is refreshing, is what they say, which is really interesting. Because it reminded me of a Metro game, but more open, in a way, you know.
The Metro devs were the S.T.A.L.K.E.R guys, weren't they? The original ones.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure it's not all, but some of them. Yeah. And now GSC Game World rebuilt up and coming back to the franchise after a long time, in the middle of a freaking war. So
literally in the middle. This game is coming out now a little over a month. and I don't think they're going to delay it anymore. It looks like they're pretty
No,
fine
it
with
feel doing previews and people saying it's in good shape. I think that it's this is it.
Yeah,
And they've constantly complimented what a good partner Microsoft has been on this one. It will be at least a 3-month timed exclusive, is what the Epic Game Store lawsuit actually came out and showed, which I'm sure Microsoft was so happy about. But
God, I want to say this Stalker 2 is an example of finding the human aspects of a giant billion-dollar tech company. And by that, I mean, when Games World, GSE talks about how Microsoft's been helping them, right? They talk about how they go kind of above what we even expected. Like they're right there, they're with us. That's not a big tech conglomerate thing. That's people in this company that are passionate and are caring, and they want this team to succeed, kind of thing. You know?
Yeah.
It's nice getting a glimpse of that in an exceedingly terrible world. Okay. Next up is the impossibly handsome man.
The impossibly handsome man was the guy who was.
Yeah, he wasn't even in here.
I know. I don't know.
When I read this stuff, I'm like, oh, are they going to talk about this? Well, technically, John published it. Did Genghis make the?
Oh, I thought Cengiz wrote it. I guess John wrote that. John completely misremembered what I was talking about with Expedition 33, who revealed their voice cast.
Yes,
in an amazing new trailer.
Trailer is fantastic. Like that wasn't just a cast reveal trailer. That was just a good trailer. Period. Still no date, right? It's still just 2025.
Spring 2025.
Spring. Yes,
that was a thing, and that is coming everywhere. But it's day one on Game Pass, so who gives a shit? You win.
Literally. What's interesting is we knew Ben Starr was in the game because he did the voiceover for the first trailer. Then the gameplay comes out, and Gustavo was not Ben Starr, ended up being Charlie Cox, which we figured out now from
Daredevil. Yeah.
Yep. But Ben Starr seems like he's playing the villain. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah. Overall, it looked great. Continues to look great. Can't wait. There's only so much more I can say about that.
Yeah. So it is. I was hoping with them doing a whole new trailer that we'd at least get a window. So getting that spring 2025 window is awesome. But also it is gorgeous. Like it is just a stunningly good looking game. It definitely has that active, you see an enemy, you run up and punch them to get the advantage in combat thing, which I always like in turn-based games. It's one of the best parts of Metaphor is just whacking the shit out of people.
The turn-based. Yep.
But it stays active the entire time. You can't just sit back and wait to choose an attack. You have to try and dodge or parry or super parry, depending on counter, depending on how good your timing is. Whenever you're not
like a group dodge or something at one point. It looked really cool.
Yep. It looks
I feel like there's a lot today.
Unreal. Very curious how long it's going to be.
Yeah, I'm expecting it to be not that long. I'm expecting the scope to be relatively small. You know, like maybe 15, 20 hours. 20 hours probably is what I'm thinking.
Some of the fights look like they can take a decent amount of time, especially like the boss one, so that will definitely make it longer.
Yeah, that's true. They released the OST. I don't know if they released the entire OST or just another like 3-4 songs, but
you also got Andy Serkis in the voice cast.
Yes, of course.
Doing really well. No, not really. But yeah.
No, he was doing his deep voice, like
deep guttural Andy Serkis. Yeah, that game looks awesome. I cannot wait for it.
Yes, agreed. Okay. Next up is Space Marine 2. Gets its first major update and has a major milestone of 4.5 million players, which is pretty damn fantastic. I mean, we all knew the game did well, but I was genuinely worried about this game before it released because, like, this game could easily have just fallen off the wayside if it didn't, pick up steam and people bought it. It was a risk, definitely, like just looking at it, but it paid off. And good thing for the developers. Happy for them.
And I still feel like it was given short shrift on reviews. I ended up giving. I think I gave it a 9.2. Like it's one of my favorite games of the year. It's one of my favorite games of that genre that I've ever played. Really, it is such a nice improvement in many ways over one. Like they really got what made one so fun and then focused on that, fixed some problems. Really nice looking game. It is a soft image. I do think we have to get used to that unless you're willing to shell out for a PS5 Pro. If you're on console, it's probably going to be a little bit of a soft image for the rest of the gen in performance mode. in games of this scope, at the very least. They're definitely things.
I think that's okay. You get used to it. You know, it's not a
no. It looked amazing because the scope of it was so gigantic and crazy that's what I was focused on most of the time. Just a phenomenal game. Gonna have a lot of support. It's really tough. People do watch DLC reviews and stuff. So I'll try and do it if I can. It's mostly, does this DLC come out when it's not super busy? And if so, then we'll try and have coverage around it. Though I don't,
that makes sense.
Only if they give me a code for it, because I think they just gave me the base game. They didn't give me like a special edition or anything.
Yeah.
Because normally they give you the special editions not to try and get a better score, but so that you will keep covering the game as content comes out.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Ubisoft do, they immediately give you the highest version of the game.
Pretty much always the ultimate one with them.
It looks cool. Great milestone. I have the game. I haven't played it yet because I'm still like 3 hours into the first one. I want to quickly beat it.
Yeah, it's worth it because it is a story continuation, so definitely worth it.
It is, right? Okay. Yeah.
You're the same character.
Yes. I realize that. That's where I'm like, okay, I really should beat this first game.
It's not Mark Strong doing the voice, but the guy doing the voice is real good.
I did not realize it was Mark Strong in the first game. Interesting.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Now I'm not going to unhear that, but yeah, flip. Okay, and now we have a new roguelike hero third-person shooter announced called Project Ethos, or Ethos, made by 2K and 31st Union. Never heard of 31st Union.
They are brand new. This is their first thing. I think this the it's one of the, god damn it, it's got someone behind it. I forget who. Some big name from previous games.
Either way, it's the community playtest is available now on PC, but it is coming to everything. Let me see if I can find out.
I think it was one of the ex-Rockstar guys.
That would make sense. Oh, yes. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Is this the?
It's literally made.
Yeah.
It's published by 2K.
1 second. God damn it! I'm pretty sure.
Dead Space and Call of Duty.
Dead Space and Call of Duty. Okay, and then the other one was a Rockstar guy, but that's not in the news today. So yeah, this was the other Dead Space guy, not Glenn Schofield, but yeah.
Okay.
It's very colorful. So the matches progress. So it's a PvP hero shooter, but the matches progress with roguelike mechanics. That's the thing.
Cool. It's an extraction shooter. Yep.
Yeah. Interesting concept. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're shooting folks. You're shooting robots. It's very colorful. There's lots of loot. It's a very hard genre to get into. So having that type of hook might work. I wish them the best of luck.
Yep, so do I.
And IGN's footage is always so low bitrate. I wish they would go higher.
So low. I was looking at a bit right now. It's not an easy genre to break into, especially these days. I hope they make it. I don't know. It's tough to say. Nothing you can really do to make people play your game. Is what it is. Moving on.
Sad news.
And actually, I'm gonna double this up with more sad news. Which was on the list. You mentioned it is so. Developer Don't Nod is reorganizing to ensure the company's long-term future. Reorganizing seems to be the PR, not bad-sounding way of basically saying we are cutting and gutting our teams, which really sucks. Especially Don't Nod have been a pretty good developer for years and years. Like if these guys can't keep it sustained, what the heck is going on, man?
Not anything good.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like Banishers was by all accounts a really good game. It did not sell well.
No, it came and went with almost like no coverage or anything.
That's the kind of game that really needed a Game Pass hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I was actually I texted or I sent a message on Blue Sky replying to Matt Piscatella talking about AA games, and it's like, AA games seem focused on or seem reliant on Game Pass deals to have any chance outside of the very low percentage of them that seem to do well, and it's not sustainable. It's not Microsoft's fault, and it shouldn't be their responsibility. It's just right now, the industry
this game released and everything. It's not Microsoft's fault. Like, PlayStation guys could have bought this too. Like, come on.
But yeah, no, the main issue is like, if you get a Game Pass deal, at the very least, you probably wouldn't have lost money. But actually, actually hitting with the game is so freaking hard that.
Weird
Yeah.
in the sense where just looking at the Jusant review, in which our old thumbnail. That's nice. It's weird that like you make a really good product and you're confident in that product, so you're thinking I don't need to do a Game Pass release because my product's good, it'll speak for itself. Yet on the other side, it's like I made a great product, I know it'll pop off on Game Pass because all it needs is exposure. It's kind of like two sides of this coin, and it's a risk either way, you could say, but hindsight's 2020, and this game would have probably done very well on Game Pass because it was critically very acclaimed. Everyone I know who played this game was like, "Damn, that story really hit."
Yeah. It was one of my favorite mixes of writing, plot, and voice acting I've ever seen in a game. It was just awesome, and it was a solid, competent third-person action game with some, their choice system and like detective-y mechanics mixed in. It was really good.
Yeah,
I got the happy ending.
Nice. I still need to play it. I will one day. I'm just gonna quickly piggyback off that news of developers being laid off with Riot Games. They also announced a decent amount of layoffs this week. And what's interesting is they promised to increase team size while laying off more developers, which is weird. Riot Games makes an absurd amount of money from League of Legends. League of Legends still gets new players playing every year. They had a $500 skin released as kind of a joke, but also kind of like, no, this is real. The funniest thing though was the $5 skin was released for a character called Ahri. For a good 3-4 months after the skin came out, every single time she'd be banned. People are like, yeah, you want that? You want to play that skin? Not this game. Not this game. Yeah, no, it's rough. Riot really shouldn't have to lay off this many people. It's bad management than anything else.
That's a weird one.
Yeah, they also laid off 350 people this year. 530 people, this year already. 11% of its staff.
I think a big problem has been esports have just never taken off really. And a lot of the companies were heavily investing in esports.
Riot is like the one company that has esports that took off. League of Legends
only
esports
for
is now
one
like
game. And I bet
one
you
game, but
yeah. If you're trying with
Valorant
more,
is also one of the few that's still doing decent. You know what I
my
mean?
kid just started playing it, and it's like I've never seen you play something like this.
Oh god, dude, it's
and all they do is yell at the screen. I hate my team. I'm like,
it's an extremely toxic game.
Yeah,
like extremely.
That sounds
toxic.
like Riot.
Yeah. Oh god, I still play League, man. Save me. But yeah, it's just rough seeing this. And then what's interesting is this is gonna come like a few weeks before they get great positive news with Arcane releasing. But yeah, whatever is what it is. Okay. And finally, last piece of news for the thing is actually I did not read.
Is the other one I was thinking of? This is the Rockstar one from Leslie Benzies.
Oh, interesting. So Hitman maker IO Interactive will publish the new action thriller by Leslie Benzies
company.
Build a Rocket Boy.
Yeah, the company's called Build a Rocket Boy. No idea what the game is.
Like that's a weird name for a game.
Yeah. So this was the ex-Rockstar guy who's got a game, and it's going to be published by IO Interactive, which is neat. Weird. Cool. I think, and they're saying it's AAA.
We had some fun news recently too, by the way. AAA, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the other things I took out is they want their Bond game to be a younger Bond and like a trilogy, which is neat.
That's cool for me. I like Craig, but I mean, I kind of miss the gadgets too. So like, yeah. So IO Interactive is this their first title they're publishing?
I don't know.
They're usually developer.
Yeah, I think they started doing Hitman on their own after they split from Square Enix and got the IP. Yeah. But I don't know if they've published anyone else's stuff.
So according to the article by Dring, they're moving into third-party publishing now. And the game, it looks like, is called Mind's Eye. A new action thriller by Build a Rocket Boy. AAA team formed by GTA producer. Yeah, I hope she knows she doesn't have GTA money.
Yeah. But hey, once you've had that type of success, you can normally get some funding. You'll be all right.
Yeah, agreed. Oh, speaking of Riot and the fighting game community, God, 2XKO is the worst friggin' name for a fighting game or for a game in general.
Yeah, there's no quick way to say it.
Seriously, it should be double knockout. They should be calling it double knockout. That sounds fine. It's fighting game immediately. I get it. 2XKO, what the hell? God.
But that's it.
I think
We've
that's
done
it. Yeah.
Yeah. After our just about 2 hours of streaming, probably the longest
That's
headlines show. I will immediately hop in. I'll do timestamps and get all that done. But Aarsal, thank you so much for joining me. It was a lot of fun.
Not a problem. Thank you very much for having me. Sorry again for pushing this a little late. I wasn't able to make. Actually, it kind of worked out because we did the co-stream too. Yeah.
Well, no, yeah, the co-stream was why I was like, yeah. But I know you got to go for your fun, scary cabin weekend.
Yeah, bit of a drive, but it should be fun. All right. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Ciao for now.